Good evening. This is Cub reporter Ken Cordero coming to you live out of Middletown, Rhode Island, in the former United States of America. The date today is June 3rd, 2013 AD, which means in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. For all you people who went to all-day kindergarten, you might not understand that. Now, I'm being sponsored today by my good friend out of Mystic, Connecticut, Christina Curtin, maker of fine jewelry and collectibles, and her number is 1-860-463-4631. Also, A1 Car Cap and Band out of Newport, their number is 401-841-0411. And Jim's Pizza on West Main Road, and their number is 401-619-2704. My email is kencordero@americanonline.com. The first thing I'd like to talk about tonight is this idea that the president has about comprehensive immigration reform. And it seems like a lot of the Republicans seem to be on with this idea of comprehensive immigration reform. Why does everything have to be comprehensive reform? How about just enforcing our laws? Comprehensive immigration reform. How about just enforcing the laws we have on the book, Mr. President? You Muslim. He pretends to be a Christian, but who knows? How about telling all these Latinos, or whatever they are, Mexicans, Guatemalans, how about just telling them to get out of our country? How's that? Get out of my country. We don't need you. You're not wanted. Why are you here? Oh, and you think that might be racist? Well, good, leave. Who cares? How about enforcing our laws? The president should have long ago been impeached and thrown in prison. He wants to let, they say 11 million illegal aliens, undocumented, this or that. It's probably more like 25 million. How about just telling them to get the fuck out of my country? I'm tired of this. We don't need you. We don't want you. Just get out. And, oh, they're taking jobs Americans won't do? Well, we have a high unemployment rate. Let the unemployment office send these people to the farms and let them pick the lettuce or the tomatoes or whatever they're picking, because they're Americans and they have to work. And if they don't want to work, well, they're not going to get any money either. I'm tired with this entitlement shit. I really am. You're entitled in this country to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But that's all gone away with the EPA, the Department of Environmental Management. You know, how about if we just don't pay these people any money? They're just, you know, the president's aunt and uncle are in this country illegally. He can't even get rid of them. Every word out of his mouth is a lie. Shit. You know, this just gets me so upset. My life in Middletown, which used to be maybe one of the nicest places in the world. One of our local radio talk show hosts, Helen Glover, who has lived all over this country, decided to stay here. And I grew up in Middletown, the bird sanctuary, the Norman Bird Sanctuary, which has fallen so far, was my backyard. By the time I was 6, I could have given you a tour through there. And now Middletown's a police state. Unless, of course, you're an animal. Unless, of course, you're a bird, or a coyote, or a rabbit. Then they'll do anything for you. Middletown, Newport, Portsmouth. The 3 councils on this island, not one person thinks that a person is more important than a coyote, because you the person who live here have to be careful of how you put out your garbage, because the coyotes might get to it. Instead of actually getting rid of the coyotes, they're studying them. If Noonie Mitchell wants to study them, fine, I don't care. Just don't take any of my tax money. You know, if you think coyotes are so great, well, you can have them as a pet. Tell me, how many of you people out there actually have a coyote as a pet? You know, they're not piping plovers. At least they haven't thrown up the ropes down at Third Beach yet for the piping plovers, and I hope they don't. But here's how far Middletown has fallen. The beach stickers, you know, used to have like an emblem of the town emblem, like a little windmill. Now for my Third Beach sticker, I've got a little bug. A little bug like you draw in kindergarten. That's where these people are at now. Middletown is for the bugs. If you're an animal, fine. But if you're a person, we're going to screw you. Give us more of your money. Doesn't matter what you want to do, just give us more of your money and be happy about it. If your kid tries to go to a high school dance, he gets breathalyzed. If you drive 10 miles over the speed limit, I don't know how you can, because every road in this town sucks, and this state sucks. You get a speeding ticket. You can't go down the beach at night because you're breaking the law. Oh, if you go down the beach during the day, they got a list of 10 things you can't do. It's the beach. You go down there though, they got signs, no parking either side, no swimming, no waiting for order of the State Department of Health. What good's a beach if you can't drive down there or go in the water? Oh, it's alright, they'll just give us more of your money. And you little police state. They've turned Middletown into a city. It's absolutely disgusting. They talk about putting the telephone poles underground down by Second Beach for the view. You think you can take all the signs off them? You drive down to any of the beaches, Second, Third, for the last mile and a half you're going down there, every other telephone pole has a sign. No parking either side. No parking either side. Who's going to park there? Nobody's going to park there to begin with. All right, let's see how these morons in this state are ruined. Because everything they do in this state is to ruin your life. Every single thing. Out of today's Newport Daily News, first on the front page, General Assembly down to the wire. Major issues await state lawmakers, including the economy, gun control. Of course, they want to take away more of your rights. You know, you're supposed to protect our rights, not take them away. And bridge tolls, of course, bridge tolls. You know, every gallon of gas that you buy in this state, there's a 33% state tax for every gallon. So for every $10 of gas you buy, the state's getting $3. What are they doing with this money? Giving it to the criminal illegal aliens? Every road sucks, but yet we can't maintain the bridges. We have to charge you more. These guys do absolutely nothing. Boosting the economy, that's great. Well, how about less rules and regulations? How would that be, maybe? Top lawmakers say boosting the state's economy was the year's top issue, but they've yet to pass several of the most significant proposals. Of course. But they passed gay marriage, didn't they? If you want to sin, it's okay. Homosexuality has been condemned throughout human history. It is one of 4 sins that cry out to God for vengeance. But it's okay here. And believe me, you know, I'm a physical conservative, but I am a personal libertarian. If these people want to be gay, I don't care. If you want to shoot heroin into your arms, I don't care. If you want to shoot meth or snort meth or cocaine or something, I don't care. Or if you want to be a drunk, it doesn't bother me. Just don't drive on the road drunk. And Monday, when all your money's gone, don't come looking at me to pay your rent or buy your food. How's that? So they can't do nothing there. Economic Development Agency. Why don't they just get rid of that? How about letting businesses actually run by themselves? If you want to make a deal with somebody, why should I be involved? Huh? Why should I be involved? And if you get screwed on that deal somehow, that's what courts are for. You don't need the government in this. Here we go. Gun control. These people want to take away your rights. The president, who is an absolute liar, because he is completely against guns, as they are in this state. But that's your right. These aren't rights. Excuse me. These aren't rights given to you by the government. You have a right to protect yourself. And it doesn't say, in case somebody gets killed, in case this happens. These are your rights. If you don't want to use them, that's fine with me. But don't take away my rights. Following last winter's school massacre in Newton, Connecticut, legislative leaders in Chafee called for tougher gun laws and pitched a ban on semi-automatic assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. They also called for new handgun permit rules and tougher penalties for existing gun crimes. Gun control was protested, however, and now appears the most controversial proposals may languish. If I had a gun in my hand, I put it down here. Do you think that gun's gonna kill anybody? No. You know, a lot of things can be deadly weapons. Cars, knives, baseball bats. These people were killed by an insane person in Connecticut. Like most of these shooters, like in Colorado and everything. But do you see any legislation here, down to the wire, Rhode Island State Legislature? No, nothing about mental illness, nothing about helping the really sick people that do these crimes. Nothing about that. Okay. Now, out of this is okay. This is my NRA magazine for maybe this month, last month. You know, they always tell you about people getting killed by guns. How about some people getting saved by guns? Here's one. Okay. Paul Olel, 69, was at home baking around 9 a.m. when he heard more than a dozen bangs on his front door. By the time he made it to the door, a man had already forced his way inside. The man told him that he needed help, so Ole picked up his cell phone to call 911. The man grabbed the phone from Ole and pushed him onto the sofa. He ordered him to stay where he was as he tried to take his television. Ole struggled with the man, but managed to get his .38 caliber handgun he kept in his bedroom. He fired multiple rounds, killing the intruder. Ole was later taken to an area hospital where he was treated and released. See, guns save people all the time. This guy was having his home broken into. Lee Heng, 63, was asleep when two suspects allegedly scaled the wall and entered Heng's second-story apartment through the bathroom window. Heng woke to the sound of his 14-year-old son screaming. Realizing his son was in danger, Heng jumped out of bed and grabbed his gun. The armed intruders confronted Heng, and a struggle ensued. Heng fired several shots which caused the men to flee. One suspect suffered fatal gunshot wounds, and the second suspect was reportedly still at large. It's believed that the suspects were attempting to rob the jewelry store. Hagen runs out on the first floor of his home. That's out of Philadelphia. The other one was out of North Carolina. You know, these people are coming in to rob your house. You don't know, they might want to kill you. But, oh no, we don't want you to have guns, because you might be able to protect yourself. I believe the courts have already ruled the police can't protect you. So you have to be able to protect yourself, and then they tell you that you can't, because we're going to take away your rights. Here's another thing that our legislatures are working on that they can't get right. Payday loan restrictions. For years, lawmakers like these guys, I don't know, these representatives have proposed caps on the interest rates that can be charged by the payday lenders. Critics of the business say the high rates trap low-income residents in a cycle of debt. How are these guys in debt? They don't pay anything. They don't pay for nothing. They don't pay for their food. They don't pay for their rent. And when I was growing up, there was already a cap on them. It was 24% interest rate. But no, you can't charge that now. Okay, here's another one. The Seconic River Bridge tolls. You know, if the legislature hadn't switched the bridges from the Department of Transportation over to the Rhode Island Bridge and Turnpike Authority, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. Government, once again, creating a problem, then trying to figure out how to fix it when they can't. Because they shouldn't have created the problem to begin with. Marijuana legislation. Though it's not expected to pass, legislation to legalize, regulate, and tax the sale and use of recreational marijuana has received a debate over drug policy. This is the one thing they should legalize. Who cares if you smoke dope? You know, I mean, really. Like, no cops smoke dope, no judges smoke dope. Do you think the president ever smoked dope in high school when he was snorting his brains out? I don't give him shit about that. I give him shit because he's a communist. He's a socialist. He's evil. How Mrs. Obama can even be married to a man like that is beyond me. Homelessness funding. Advocates for the homelessness are urging lawmakers to approve $3.25 million to fund winter shelters and rental assistance as the number of homeless people in Rhode Island surged by more than 10% last year. They just make constant rules and regulations driving people out of business, out of work. And now they're going to fix it because they want to take $3 million more of your dollars. You know, for every dollar they take from you is money that could be in the private economy where it belongs. Oh, here's a great one though. These people want to pass this one. Seatbelts. You better wear your seatbelt. You know, you can't drive down the street without your seatbelt on. And then they want to make calamari the state appetizer. These people. These legislatures, they're supposed to work for us. For the people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Not for the criminal illegal aliens. Not for the piping plovers. Not for the rabbits. For us, the people. Let us be free. Remember, as I end this now because I am just so depressed. Go to church on Sundays, because when you go to church, you're in God's house. That makes you feel better just being there. And remember, God is God, and He can do all things. Unlike the people who run our city and our state that think they're God and they actually know nothing. I mean, they couldn't even get out of kindergarten, I think. So go to church because God can always help you. With that, I am signing off. This has been the 73rd edition of Ken Cordero Cub Reporter. Thank you for tuning in.